Here's to the ladies. Here's to the ladies. Here's to the ladies who brunch.
I needed this. That's something that Sammy just said to me.
I was like, I'll be vulnerable. It's been a rough week.
Hey, let's hold space.
Hey, is this okay with you guys?
Mm-hmm. Oh, in this moment, I am Glinda.
And I'm Cynthia.
And I'm holding space for you. Okay.
Yeah,
go
it's
on.
been a rough week. I don't need to get into it. We'll probably talk about it another time. But hey, thanks. But
What would you guys do if we just made out?
but I will say I was like, Jake was like, should we record? And I was like, yeah. And I've been, grinding capitalistic society of just like, that's a joke. But and then we started and I was like,
But is it a joke?
But is it a joke? But we started and I was like, yeah, I needed this.
This is
good.
our therapy. And this is coming from someone who doesn't go to therapy, but needs to.
And should we talk about that?
I think that if I went to therapy, the level
You'd be too powerful.
The level of not my opening up my myself. And this is my list of my drag names if I were ever become a drag queen.
I can't wait.
Junk drawer.
That's good.
Dal dente. That's if I'm an Italian drag queen.
Dal dente, like a doll.
Like doll,
But
dente.
Okay.
Like
I
al
it.
dente.
Like I got it.
Oh, he's not a fan.
I got it.
This one's big and stupid.
I like that one.
I love that one. And then one is monochromatica. Love that. And then my entire aesthetic would just be monochromatic looks. And then smudge.
I like smudge.
And how do you feel about bath mat? That's my favorite one.
I like bath mat. Episode 1 of Drag Race has aired, and
that's on my list to talk about.
Should we just jump in?
Yep. So you guys need to watch Drag Race this season. If you're not watching Drag Race,
We'll
you're
be
not holding
keeping
space for the queer community in Trump's America, and that's on you.
That is 100.
That's
Do your
on-
fucking part.
Hey Nate, make this surreal. That's on you.
Speaking of things that are on you, my favorite name I think ever is Anya Nerve.
Anya Nerve. That is such a good name.
And I actually really liked her first look in the workroom. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember being like, Anya Nerve. I like the name. Anya Nerve. I like the look. And the talent show did disappoint me a little bit.
She's not my favorite queen.
But
she's not super polished, in my opinion, but I don't know. Like, who am I?
But that's not to say that there's not room for her to really impress me.
Something about RuPaul is she loves to have a queen that grows from the
Yeah.
beginning.
And also, we've only seen 2 things. You know what I mean? Like,
But I've seen enough.
I've seen enough to make an initial judgment. I'll say this. I love Susie Toot.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I think she's giving like top 6. I have my top 5 listed.
Okay.
Corey King. I'm obsessed with Corey King.
Okay.
502. Lexi Love. Work, bitch. I think she is so.
Yeah.
She's giving like everything. Jewel Sparkle.
Yes.
Arietti and Lingerie. Are
not
you
Lucky
kidding me?
Stars?
I like Lucky Stars, but I really like Lucky Stars, but I don't think she'll be top 5.
Okay, I can see that.
I feel like I've watched so much Drag Race. I've watched every episode of every season.
You can call
you can see the edit. You can see the kind of archetypes the queens are fitting into, and you can kind of see like they're gonna want a villain, which I think is Arietti. They're gonna want like the good one with confessionals, which is Corey King. They're gonna want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying that this is not to speak on their drag at all, but like
no, I understand.
Anyways,
but also
such a good season so far.
I loved Susie Toot's just Sutton Foster. Gimme dress.
She was giving gimme, and I wanted her to give me more.
But she won, bitch. What are you talking about?
I know, but I don't know. I don't know.
It took me out when she started with. I've watched it on TikTok so many times. The tapping with these 9 toes was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like,
and here's
from
the Getty Burr's dress in Morse code.
That and also when she. I mean, that lip sync. I will say, like. I really was like, that is the epitome of stealing it in the middle. Like, I was like, Jewel Sparkles has it in the bag. No doubt.
She started too early.
And also she was just
and
eating.
I was born too late, bitch.
And then Susie Toot said, locked eyes dead with RuPaul.
What do you all know about Susie Toot? All these straight women that are watching, what do you know about Susie Toot?
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of you straight women watching because that's our like clientele, they might say.
That's our
bread and butter.
I love bread and butter.
Speaking of reality shows, tonight after this, I have to leave Sammy's house immediately after filming and go home and watch the next season of the
Do you want to
Traitors.
just watch it here?
Well, Eli's
Oh, Eli's off?
Yeah, he got off work. He's not feeling
Aw.
well.
Good for him. Well, I'll be watching it alone.
Well, you can come over.
No.
Yeah, I know. You have to
I'm
wake
home.
up early.
I'm literally home. I'm not going
I'm
to.
so excited to watch Dorinda Medley absolutely eat Scandival. Can't wait to see what that bitch does.
I need Trisha
Bob.
Paytas on the Traitors. Have
A
I told you this
Broadway
sto-
Traitors. Let's do it.
Have I told you about how I thought I could? I watched the Traitors.
She would win.
Heather? Maybe. Honestly, maybe. No. Do
She'd
you know
be,
who
she'd
would
be
win?
A faithful, and she'd sniff it out.
No. Yes, she would win as a faithful. Do you know who would win as a traitor? Ivy Lynn.
As Marilyn Monroe. Ivy Lynn. Wait,
I
Megan
know.
Hilty as Ivy Lynn
No.
as Marilyn Monroe.
Ivy Lynn on the Traitors would win.
Why?
Do you know that scene?
Give me 3 reasons why.
I'll give you them. Do you know the scene in when she goes into the rehearsal room when she needs to work on the vocals with Karen?
Yes, and
And-
she's like this. Why am I here?
Yeah, and she's like,
me, so me.
when she's like this, can I give you some advice?
Are you open to feedback?
Don't get ahead of yourself. That's such traitor energy. You know what I mean?
I love
That's
her.
one. Also, when she is having a breakdown in rehearsal, and she's like, "Because you're a shit director, and you're not that good in bed either." That moment.
Okay.
Also,
I need to
huge
rewatch
Traitor's
Smash.
energy. The other one is when she sings that song, like, "Whoa, just go and leave me alone."
How about when they all sing ba-da-dum-ba-da, ba-da-boom-ba-da, under pressure?
Season 2 was written by third graders. As
was
Las
the morning
Culturistas talk
show.
about it. Yeah, that like they say it all the time. But
What do you mean Reese Witherspoon was at the Capitol on January 6th? What do you mean she was doing that?
What's the tea we're going to talk about the Traitors? Oh, have I told you about how when I was watching the show, really could not see myself as a good traitor until I experienced it in real life?
Yeah.
And I'd be amazing.
You experienced what in real life?
Just like the essence of the show. I'll do this without bleeping names. There was an incident at work, where I was knowledgeable of multiple pieces of information.
Yes, I remember this too.
And I had to essentially convince a certain group of people. I know this sounds like Morse code, but like I tried to I had to convince a certain group of people that I did not know some of the information.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a damn good job.
Because you're an
Actor.
actress.
Damn good job is a good title of it.
Damn good job because I'm an actress, honey.
Because I'm an actress, honey. And I'm also empathetic, and I'm also present.
Those are 3 words to describe you. I would agree with
And
all
I think
3 of
there's
those words.
3 words that describe a good traitor. You
Present,
have to be empathetic.
You have to be empathetic. You have to be present.
You have to be present. I know you have to be thinking ahead, but
And-
even when you're thinking ahead, you need to be very present.
You need to also, I think being a traitor, honestly, is less about being calculated and more so just being present.
And flexible.
And
You have to be
flexible.
able to pivot real fast.
Very quickly.
Like
very
I think a lot of
quickly.
times when people run into the problem, and I can't really give you sources on it, it's when they're like, and my next move is this and this.
They're like,
It's
I want to take this person out. And
It's like you
that
have
might-
to think
yes.
about what is right in front of you at that very moment.
Please let me play. Let us
Yeah.
host traitors.
But don't put us against each other, because then we'll lose. We have to be on the same team.
have ever on this podcast told the story about how we were playing Assassin in college?
You
and-
should tell this story.
Oh my god! And Sammy had me. If you guys played Assassin, where you have a target, and then when you kill that person with a water gun, that person's target becomes your target, and then you go on to there's the final 3 or whatever. Sammy was secret, and he had me, and it was
It
like,
wasn't a secret for that long.
And then I found out you had me because you tried to get me at
A party.
a party, or you tried to get me at Chesney
No,
Eli's.
this is what happened. Famously,
You have a photogenic memory.
So-
and that's shout out to Abby Tucker. Photogenic
memory.
honey.
That is photogenic memory is also a good
I
title
love
of that.
photogenic. When she said I have a photogenic memory, I was like this. Yes, you do.
Yes,
bitch.
you do. So I had Sarah Nelson at first. I got her out.
Huge shout out to Sarah Nelson, the vocalist of our generation.
Yes. I got her out, and she said, "You have Jake." I said, "Fuck!"
Because
I-
Sarah Nelson, listen, Sarah, you would have never gotten me, honey.
No, you wouldn't have. So I go to Eli,
I was on to you.
and I go, "I have Jake." Eli
Was a bitch
was like, "Get him out right fucking now."
because he thought I was taking it quote too seriously,
he-
and I was eliminating the fun of it.
He wanted you out of the game immediately. So I'm like, okay. But he's like,
So do you guys see this? So right now, the two people that are very important in my life have now banded up against me.
but I'll say this, like, so I'm like,
Against all odds.
he's like, you have to get him, but he's like, don't get him right now, because if you get him right now, he's gonna be onto
sad.
you. No, it was because this was like the second day.
So would have been so sad.
So he was like, he's gonna be really onto you right now if you try to get him. I was dumb and I did. Try.
When?
Like,
I forget.
I don't remember.
I was too much into the zone. Honey,
You clocked my tea really fast. You were like, you're trying to get me
I was
on
like
Assassins.
this. You're a traitor, and you're a...
But then I will say this about the party. I will say this. So Jake is like staying away from me the rest of the party. And then there was an incident that occurred with a boy at the party who will remain nameless. You know.
I don't know.
In college, who do you...
Yes.
So I get a text from this boy, essentially.
Yes, I remember.
I get a text from this boy, and I am like, Jake, we need to talk right now. And Jake's like, bitch, I'm not falling for that. And I just flipped my phone, and I was like, truce, bitch. Like, I don't care. I don't care about the game. We discussed that tea.
I don't give a fuck about fucking homeless people, okay? Reese Witherspoon in the morning show. Another reference of the morning show. Please don't take that out of context. I do care about homeless people. It was a reference.
Do you know what other Reese Witherspoon moment I'm always obsessed with?
What?
Because I'm not perfect, Mom. Yes, you are!
She really turned it on during the morning show.
Well, that was Pretty Little Liars, Fires Everywhere.
Oh.
A Summer in Ohio. But so Jake and I have this discussion about the boy. That ends quickly. We spend about 6 hours apart.
And this is what it was. The boy is mine.
I can't. Anyway, we spend about 6 hours being mad at each other because we can't hang out because
Sammy has to kill me.
I have to kill him.
I can't hang out with you. I have to kill you, dude.
Kill you.
That feeling when your best friend has to kill you so you guys can't hang out.
So it gets to the point that we're hanging out. The rules of Assassins, if you're in a group, you can't have any witnesses when this occurs. So we were safe when we were in a group. That was part of the thing, is we could hang out in a group.
But
But the group could turn away. They could do a bunch of things.
I didn't trust anyone at this
point. So
point.
it got to a point where I am basically like, we made an agreement. We said, if we're in my apartment, it is a safe zone. And we stuck to that.
I remember that.
We did. We were like...
But as soon as I left, all hell broke loose.
Which involved, at one point, me sprinting like over a car to get you out.
Us running through the streets of Clifton. Me literally like, fuck you, bitch! running, my shoe in my hand, throwing shit at you, throwing trash
Me
cans.
with a water bottle that I stabbed with a pencil
Us
so that I
running
could, like,
for our
squirt.
lives. We're both fast.
We're both... Actually, one thing about us is that we're both fast.
Oh my God, we both are
We
fast.
both are fast. And people wouldn't think that, but
I
we're
know.
both fast.
People
But
never
actually,
clock
do you
me
want
as
to
a
know what
fast
else?
bitch.
We're only fast when we want to be.
I always move slowly.
Do you know who's
Until I need
always
to
fast
move
until they
quick.
don't want to be?
Eli Owens. Eli would walk fast, and then he's like, I don't want to walk fast.
Eli walks faster than anybody I've ever known, but if we need to be going somewhere, that bitch is behind.
I'm like this. Come on. He's like talking to Chesney miles away.
That's
I'm like, hey,
exactly what I'm
wait, can you
imagining.
guys, wait, hey guys, hey, come on.
Are you guys mad that you're characters in our lives?
Yeah. Anyways, he gets me out.
You're the boyfriend that you live with.
Anyways, I can't believe you got me out.
But then you got me back.
Traitors.
There was a rule that you could get yourself back in the game.
If I killed the person that killed me, and honey,
Which
I
was
got
me.
him. Well, you kind of let me get you. You were like,
No, I didn't know. I didn't know, but I wasn't mad. I was just happy that it was over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. I'm happy that it's
Because
over.
I was going to let someone into my apartment, because my apartment, there wasn't a doorman or a virtual doorman, so you had to walk to get them, and then you got me out. So you splashed me with water, and then I was like, okay.
All right.
I was like, can we be friends now?
And I was like this. Yes, and then we hung out.
And then we literally hung out.
Oh, I love that we talked about that.
Yeah, that was a good memory.
I have more things.
Good
I wanna
memory.
talk
A
to you guys
memory. I don't want a memory. I want experiences. Do you know what that reference is? The View. Memory. I don't want a memory.
I love The View. The women of The View, we need to be on. We should go on The View. We would spill fucking
have such a great time
gagging
with them.
tea. Gagging.
Hashtag Jake and Sammy for The View.
I would look at Whoopi and I'd say, Joy told me backstage that she wants you dead.
Joy? Oh, Joy. I thought you meant Joy Woods.
No, Joy.
And I was like, why?
Joy Behar, the way more famous of the Joys.
Well, I will say this.
How about that? Get
there
into
is
it.
a moment in...
Go on.
I'll be quick.
No. I just remembered something.
In,
Go on.
in the View lore, where Joy gives everyone a lasagna for Christmas, and then a
Every
choir
year.
sings "Joy to the World" as they come down the stairs, and it's one of those clips that I can only say makes you think you're in a fucking dream. And,
yes, it's like Too Many Cooks vibes.
It's Too Many Cooks. You're literally like, what is going on? But it starts with them going, "What do you want for Christmas?" I find that for Christmas, I don't want so much things, but memories, experiences.
That's so me.
And then they're like, memories. I want a memory. You want a memory? Memories. Can you have memories? Do you want an experience? And then Joy's like, I know what you want. You're all at the table getting a lasagna.
It reminds me of that
Joy
SNL
to
skit.
the world.
That Mauricio, that's his name, right?
Who
Not
are you talking
Mauricio.
about?
That's from Marcelo.
Like the new
Marcelo from SNL, the guy that does Have
Domingo?
you seen Domingo? But have you seen the Spanish skits that they do, where they're like on a Spanish speaking game show, and it's just like you have to watch them. It's just like the craziest chaotic stuff. Anyways, can we get to this Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster?
Oh my
tea?
God!
We have not discussed.
Oh
this.
my God! We
I
totally
just got
should.
full body chills.
Oh my God! We should talk about it.
I mean, what is there to say? I'm literally choked beyond belief.
I was doing an impression of them. I got the ick immediately. Sorry. I hope they're very happy together. Genuinely. And this is what I do imagine their home life.
Fanboys for and nor but or
Or why?
yet. So go on.
This is what I imagine their home life is like.
Fanboys, an iconic episode title of ours.
It is an early one.
Sorry.
With Sam Premack?
Of course.
Got
Sorry,
it.
Casey.
The way I know that. This is what I do think their home life is probably like a little bit. Hi, honey. Did you make the eggs and the breakfast? Yes, I did. Did you make the coffee and the creamer? Certainly did.
Is that a time step?
Those are cramp rolls.
Those are cramp rolls.
And then the other one's like this.
I haven't done a cramp roll in years.
And don't forget the orange juice on your way out. Da-ba-dee-ba, da-ba-doo-ba, da-ba-doo-ba. Like, that's kind of what I imagine their everyday is life. And I will say,
You know what? Sorry.
no, I was just going to say that I did cry watching recently the videos of the closing night of The Music Man, because I just thought it was a beautiful tribute. Hugh Jackman did such a great job of honoring all of the people that work in the company.
They both, and everything I've heard about them is that both of them are such good, kind-hearted people
Well, I remember
to the people they work with.
doing a masterclass with John Tartaglia, and he was like, if it were, and I mean, who knows, this is such he said, she said, but I believe it, and I was a kid, but he was like, if it were up to Sutton Foster, she would be doing theater every day of her life. She does TV and film to pay the bills. And I was like, I get that. She's someone that...
What do you mean you do TV and film to pay the bills? I serve tables and I pay the bills, bitch.
But you know what I mean? Like,
What do you
like,
mean?
I get that if she wanted her career to stay only in theater, if that would be her dream.
She could do that, though.
She could, but it's also really hard work. Like, that's a lot of work to just go from show to 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 show as the lead and everything.
It must be really hard.
Must be nice.
It must be really
real
hard.
nice.
It must be so hard for her. Guys, it must be so hard for Sutton Foster.
Can you believe I've been wearing a Holding Space shirt this whole time?
But I can't believe
And looking
first of all-
fantastic.
Well, first of all, not a shirt. It's a crop top.
But also, like, when we were gay kids growing up gagging over Sutton Foster, did you ever think she would be on, like, E! News, Breaking, TMZ, like, dating Hugh Jackman?
stepping out for a date.
But
I was
also,
so
when you,
gagged
when
when I
you
saw
watch
that.
the bootleg of Till There Was You and their kiss, it's steamy. There's more there than the intimacy coordinator could not get between those two.
in front of me.
Good for them. Good for them. I do think the 76 trombones of it all is inescapable. You know what I mean? That's what I imagine their home life is like. Anyway, okay.
Well, I have some more things I have on my list.
Please.
We talked about this. We talked about that. Oh my God. Have you heard of the Ryan Murphy effect?
No.
It's all over TikTok. It's when Ryan Murphy finds a really attractive, usually straight man, and then takes him and gives him these dark characters to play back after back to back.
Very Evan Peters.
It's Evan Peters. It's now Nicholas
Oh,
Alexander
yeah.
Chavez.
Mhm.
I think's his name. I always fuck up his name. Let's see, Nicholas Alexander Chavez. Yes, and now
Yeah.
because he goes those interviews for Monster, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story, and he's like this.
I will say I do
Now
think
he's full circle.
I do think Isaac Powell should play Luigi.
Oh my God! If they ever do like a show on Luigi,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he would be great in
Be
that.
so
He looks
good.
just like him.
Yeah. Speaking of which, gagging tea. This watch the pinball that is my brain.
Ding, ding, ding,
Isaac
ding.
Powell saw him in What's in This Island. Haley Kilgore saw him in What's in This Island. Haley Kilgore, which we mentioned last week, is making her Eurydice debut. Just announced today, Merle Dandridge is going to be playing Persephone, which is
I saw that. Who is she? How do I know her name?
She is a couple things. So she was in that What's in This Island revival with Haley Kilgore. She was Papa Gay. She was
Oh my gosh, she's Papa Gay.
fucking brilliant. She also was an Aida work, like in the
Merle Dandridge. But who?
Also,
I know her from
did you watch The
something.
Last of Us? She's on
No,
The Last of Us.
maybe that's
and
right.
she was in The Last of Us, the HBO show, but she also was in The Last of Us,
Video game?
the video game. She was in the actual video game.
In the actual video game, honey.
So-
Get into that tea.
So excited that she's going to be back on Broadway, genuinely. And also that role, she's going to be perfection. Can I say a couple things about that too?
Go on, sister.
Also, Daniel Breaker as Hermes is very exciting.
How do I know him? He was in Shrek.
Shrek.
He was
Cheers,
Donkey, right?
I want wins for everybody in the cast of Shrek. And ultimately, that's why I'm happy for Sutton Foster and Hugh Jackman, is because if you were in the cast of Shrek, I want nothing but the best for you.
Shrek is one of the best musicals of all time.
Shrek is one of the best musicals of all time.
I agree.
Is what I know.
This is the other thing I was going to say about Merle
Shout out to
Dandridge.
Bronwyn Pellish real quick. So sorry.
Please.
Bronwyn Pellish, Eli's friend, my friend, all of our friends.
All of our friends.
Avid listener to Ladies Who Brunch. Also shout out to the Scalises who listen to this and
Yes.
Eli Owens because all of them were in Shrek at Penfield High School and it
Chowd.
chowed.
This is what I was going to say about Merle Dandridge being an Aida at some point in her life. You gay men are lucky that Aida is not running right now, because if Aida was the Wicked of our time and there were just women after women after women after women playing the role of Aida, singing the shit out of it, the YouTube compilations
Would be
and
a-
the comparison videos would be fucking insufferable.
I have
Okay.
one more thing before we move
Yeah,
on
please.
to our segment. We have a planned segment for this round.
Yeah, get ready.
I just remembered it, but then I just forgot it. So I'm going to log back into my phone, and here we go. How long is it appropriate? I know you don't put up a Christmas tree, but how long is it appropriate, you guys, to keep your Christmas tree up? Me and Eli's Christmas tree is still up. My mom's coming January 30th. Do you think it's too long to keep it up to January 30th?
Yes.
It's just so much work
I'm
putting
the wrong
it away.
bitch to ask.
I know, but it's
And
just so much. to
I
put
get
away.
the vibes of wanting her to come in and have a Christmas tree, but I also
She's
get
already
the-
seen it.
Oh.
She came last year for Thanksgiving and saw it.
Oh, take it down.
It's not that I really want her to see it. It's just like I don't want to have to put it away, honey.
I get that. I
That's
don't
a-
know how to help you, but I get that.
But
and,
you get it. You get that it's a lot of work.
and honestly, if you kick every Latino out of this country, Donald Trump,
Fuck.
if you
Oh!
I can't say the words "if you" and not quote Kelly Osbourne on The View. The View's also been brought up a lot today.
Because we need to be on it. We need to be
Yes.
special guest host of The View. And also, shout out to Donald Trump today. Shout out to you, Donald Trump, who the Supreme Court just denied your fucking special emergency permission, and you will be sentenced tomorrow. Shout out to you. Good luck. I know the judge said you're not going to get prison, but I hope you get everything else. I hope you get fined your life's fortune, and I hope you
Pay.
I hope you just like really one day, as you're not president, sit back and realize the world despises you. So screw you, Donald Trump.
and speak. We have a game.
We have a game.
We've
This is-
actually played the game before.
we played the game before, but now it's bigger and better than ever. And I'm so excited because I've not seen any of
Because
these.
bigger is better and better is bigger. A little bit is never enough. No.
Don't you want
Actually,
it all?
before we play the game, can you rank the High School Musicals for me? Because I have
High School Musical number 2, High School Musical number 3, High School Musical number 1. And if that's not your ranking, turn off the Ladies Who Brunch because you're not.
you don't get it.
You don't get it. You're not educated.
He's correct, by the way. And also, you have to, if you can't have this conversation without separating the fact that, we have to refill. But if we don't.
Will you go on for a second?
I will.
while I go.
I'll yap, Diva. So if you can't have the conversation about the ranking of the High School Musical films without taking into account the fact that 2 of them are Disney Channel original movies and the other one was released in cinemas as a cinematic experience, a theatrical experience. You know what I mean? Like the budget on one of them was significantly more than the other. And I understand that you might think that that puts High School Musical 1 at a higher ranking, but it doesn't, because the quality of the songs in particular of High School Musical of the third one are significantly better. That also being said, High School Musical, as iconic as it is, does have a dip at some point in the film, and that's when we're talking about when we're getting towards the climax of the movie versus High School Musical 3 stays on the high. Should we play our game?
Let's play our game. But I agree with everything my sister just educated you on.
So this game is essentially where Jake and I become a casting office.
Walk them through it.
We have been given a list of celebrities of all time.
We told Nate, our
Tia.
producer, Nate.
Put the little
Nate's always in the corner. Nate, put your face right here. I would love for his face to be right here.
to send us a list of celebrities that we are going to cast in Broadway musicals. We have not looked at the list. They
I
were
just
sent
did.
to us in invisible ink. And we're going to go. Dim the lights. Here we go.
Dim the lights. Boom.
America has voted.
America has voted. I'm so excited because the
Holy
first one I
shit.
know and you don't know.
I don't know the first one.
The first one is Meredith Marks, who is the person I keep putting on my close friends story of like the brunette woman from Real House of Salt Lake City.
This list is insane.
It's a good list.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City, where she's like,
You can leave. You're recording us?
she's everything. I'm trying to think.
Mama Rose.
Mama Rose. That's literally. I was literally just about to say that. She would be an epic, stellar, iconic, monumental Mama Rose.
I'm so sorry to whoever this is. I don't know her.
Meredith Marks, you are.
But are there
Audra
any
and Gypsy.
are there any other roles that she would just eat up?
I mean, she would also just kind of eat any motherly role because she is the mother of our lives.
Would she be good? I'm asking genuinely.
Mhm.
Would she be good as mother in Ragtime?
I don't know that show like that, and that's too serious for her.
Okay, so more comedies, but she could be good in Gypsy. Miss me with
Mhm.
that shit.
Because that's true to who she is. Really.
Okay. Over the top.
She
Okay.
wouldn't be good at playing characters, but she would good being herself or being funny because she's just kind of iconic.
Would we
like
consider
Mommy.
her a character actress?
I would consider her the star of the show.
Oh shit. Okay.
She can only play the star. She'd be a great at.
What
We're
about
perfect,
Velma Von
loving
Tussle?
Family, so adoring.
Okay. What about a Velma Von Tussle? Would that be a good role for her?
Oh wait, kind of.
Okay.
So now you learned a lot about Meredith Marks. Let's move to the next
The
one.
next one is tough.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey. The first place my brain goes is her Oscar-nominated performance as Sophia in The Color Purple,
I have the answer.
which I
have
mean, at just at the moment, the problem is she can't play that now.
I
What's
have
your
the-
answer? I'm intrigued.
the narrator in Into the Woods.
Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god, you're fucking brilliant.
Oprah. I know you're listening. I know Oprah's first assistant is definitely listening to this.
Oh my
podcast.
god, you're fucking
Let's
brilliant.
revamp Into the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
That revival, the old man that played the narrator. Who is he?
He's out.
You're fired. I'm Donald Trump now. You're fired.
You fired.
Oprah Winfrey, you're hired. Oprah Winfrey, can you imagine her going like this? Coming on to fanfare.
Her Ever After.
Her going like this. Once upon a time.
I want
She
her.
would
Do you
eat.
know that GIF that all the millennials use of her like this?
You get a wish. You get a wish.
I
wish.
want that how to be how she delivers to be continued.
To be continued.
When she would be like, our next president of the United States, Kamala Harris.
It's the witch from next door.
The witch is a woman. Shout out to AJ.
I usually watch her. Shout out. I usually watch her Thanksgiving videos because they're great. There's also a video that she has on her birthday where she goes, "I had my chef make peas." Her chef, of course, make peas and cornbread for my birthday because on your birthday you get peas and cornbread. Peas and cornbread. And she says it
I
a lot of
peas and
times.
cornbread. Peas, and cornbread.
The next one,
Elon Musk.
Sweeney Todd.
Oh, he is giving demon.
Yeah.
He is giving demon. He's also giving that he lives on Fleet Street.
I hate to do Sweeney like that, but I'm gonna go with Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, I would
Can
agree.
I do something really quick?
Yeah.
So famously, I've read my.
Can you do something? What are you gonna do?
I just want to grab my book because I don't want to misquote it. But I read the Sondheim book that I read about how Sondheim can change your life, and there's a quote about Sweeney Todd that I absolutely adored, and I feel like it is worth sharing.
Please get into it.
Please talk about Elon Musk as other characters if you wish.
Well, Elon Musk, I'm really gagging at him being. I think that Sweeney Todd is like the perfect role for him. But also in another world, if he ever tried to be like a comedic actress, he would be like an iconic les poissons, les poissons, hi hi hi, ha ha ha. But can you guys just really get into this Oprah tea? Oprah as the narrator in Into the Woods. I know you're gagging. I literally know you're gagging. Oprah would also eat as all right as once to the wizard.
oh my
Telling you in advance. Magic like yours, dear. There is a definite chance. Hey, what do you guys know about me on my YouTube? So famously, me, Sammy, and Nate share the Ladies Who Brunch YouTube channel, and sometimes we forget to log out of it when we go to our regular searches. And the other day, I did look up "Don't Forget Me, Maggie Rogers" male karaoke. Are you guys upset?
Oh wait, can I read this really quick?
Please.
Okay. Sorry. Story time. What anyone can reasonably
Oh, let's start over.
Let's start over. What anyone can reasonably be expected to do in the face of injustice will depend on their circumstances, their talents, their flaws, and their obligation to others. For some of us, the issue might be that by underestimating what we can actually do, we end up settling for mere trifles, the virtue signaling and performative allyship that now taint so much social media. Yet, when compared with Sweeney, perhaps that's not so bad, because Sweeney dangerously overestimates himself, believing in his mania that he really can slash and kill his way to righteousness.
And does he? That's the real question.
He doesn't.
I mean, there is a whole story told about him. So
Well,
maybe
but ultimately, Sweeney's goal and purpose...
of avenging his wife's death.
That's right.
is
It's
for
not
naught.
reunited. No, I actually disagree. Because it's not about his wife. It's about vengeance for himself. And his purpose is to kill Judge Turpin. And the second that is done, he is killed. He completely lets Toby kill him because his purpose has been completely fulfilled. There is no more need for him to
But he
continue
blames
on.
Judge Turpin for his wife's death.
Totally. He's totally there to avenge his wife's death, who's not actually dead, spoiler alert. But his
She's the beggar woman.
he's there's been so much collateral damage for him
That
to
he
get
has
to
caused.
Judge Turpin, which he has caused. I would argue Miss Lovett has caused more than anybody.
Oh, this is gagging. And join us next week as we unpack the sweet Dean Barber Fleet Street.
But so that's the gag there.
That
Sorry.
just absolutely gagged me down.
But
But Elon Musk as the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, sign me up, take my money. Fuck you, Elon.
Zendaya. we've got
Zendaya.
a lot here. We got a lot to work with.
Zendaya. Ooh.
My first instinct was T-Moon, and that's on the nose. I understand, but I think she'd be really great.
Uh-huh.
I want to now add some to the list that are a little stronger,
Mm-hmm.
that are a little less dependent on a male.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, an original musical. I want an original musical with Zendaya.
I mean, she would kind of eat a Zoe and Evan Hansen, though.
I mean, that's also a great idea. I'm trying to think of other roles. I kind of would also love to see her as like a Dawn in Waitress.
Mm-hmm. I would love for her to tap into her comedic vibe.
That's what I'm saying. She's very funny.
She is very funny. Well, she's kind of every woman.
Challengers the musical would also be fantastic.
Please sign me up,
So,
take my money, and
I'm all for that. This is actually harder
there
than
was
I
someone I
expected.
just thought that I
A
was like,
Catherine and Pippin, I would also love to see her do.
her in Bandstand would be iconic.
She would be great at, what's her name, Julie
I don't know.
in Bandstand? Oh, Natalie in Next to Normal. She would be fucking... Actually, that's the one.
Yeah.
The Revive...
Everything.
Hey
else
everyone!
goes away.
Hi! It's Sammy here from the Ladies Who Brunch, wearing a shirt that's holding space with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. The revival that we all need and deserve.
And speak into it.
Heather Headley as Diana and Zendaya as her daughter. I know that that's a little weird for billing purposes. Zendaya's definitely going to need top billing for a role that she's featured in.
Honey, but not on Broadway.
Make it happen. I don't give a fuck.
Heather Hadley is that bitch on Broadway.
You're
honey.
right. Tony Winner, baby.
That's good. Next is Lady Gaga. Elphaba.
Mm.
Well, when I was hearing that she was playing Elphaba, I would love to see her rendition.
Ivy Lynn in Smash, the musical. No.
Lady Gaga. I mean,
Adelaide in Guys and Dolls, which I think she
Mm.
did in college.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Upper East Side Baby.
Yes.
She would be so.
She'd be great as
good.
any of the women in 9. She'd be great as anything that Leslie Margarita does. So Mrs. Wormwood.
I would love to see
in-
her as Dot. Lady Gaga as Dot.
Oh, that's a great one too. I'd
She would-
love to
she
see her
would
as
do
the
great.
witch too.
Oh my God, the witch.
Yeah.
I would love to see Lady Gaga swing into the woods as the witch. Can you imagine like this? Swing tonight, but it's every night she's on.
She's also like the baker.
But she's a different part but she's either the baker's wife, the witch, or Cinderella.
But
whatever, depending on when
Oprah
you come.
is always the narrator. And also
We should do another episode where we just dreamcast celebrities and into the woods.
But the other thing I was gonna say about her that I forgot. Anyway,
she would be so good.
Dot was a
As the
great
witch.
choice. And also
I was
Dot
just-
was anything
Dot.
that Bernie has
Bernie.
done. Oh, that there was the world where we were gonna get the Barbara Streisand movie of Gypsy with her as Louise and Barbara
Lady
as-
Gaga as Louise.
and Barbara as
And why didn't we
Mama.
get that?
because it was a movie and things fell through and then Barbara aged out of it and Gaga aged out of it and unfortunately here we are.
Well, I hope whoever.
Then there was talk of Cher.
Well, I hope whoever fucked that up feels really fucking bad.
You should.
You should feel
I will
really,
never forgive
really
you.
bad. I hope you feel terrible. Okay, next. Ryan Reynolds.
Can
Nate.
he not?
Nate, this is so weird.
Can he not be on? Actually, we're not doing that one.
Nate, I mean, Ryan Reynolds, I'm trying to think.
No,
mean-
I don't want him near the thing I love most.
Maybe we'll circle back to Ryan Reynolds later, but Kate Middleton.
That's an
She would
interesting
eat as
choice.
Diana.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. My first thought was
Somewhere
also
where she doesn't really I don't know.
my first thought was also a princess, and honestly, it was Cinderella. But I think she's kind of the opposite of what Cinderella represents.
Can you imagine if her as Rizzo? There are worse things I could do than fuck a prince or two.
I'm thinking of other ones.
Even though the neighborhood thinks I'm trashy.
I'm thinking of
And-
like, oh, do you know who I would love to see her as? Sarah Brown in Guys and Dolls.
Yes.
Ask me how to describe this whole beautiful thing. And you know what? I'll give Ryan Reynolds Sky.
No, he'd be even funnier as
Nathan Detroit.
Nate. He'd be funny as Nate Detroit.
He would be funny.
Sue me.
Here's the hot tea that y'all aren't ready to have the conversation about. The two most perfect Golden Age musicals of all time are Guys and Dolls and Fiddler on the Roof, and
I would agree with that. I agree
They're
with
perfect,
that.
and they're
Gypsy.
and Gypsy. Yes. Those three.
This next one is really going to gag you.
Oh, I've said it before.
Doechii.
Leading player.
Doechii would eat as the leading
Yeah,
player.
yeah. That's it.
What do you know about put my motherfucking money in my motherfucking bag? I'm a Gucci and a bonnet spinning motherfucking bags.
And now
Bands.
I take that line and I give you left-handed flea or a crab on the slab at the bottom of the sea, a root on the root to the banyan tree. She would eat. She'd be amazing.
She would be amazing.
You know what I mean? Like I want it just. There's a perfect.
I'll write to the wizard immediately.
Oh my god! Oh, now that we all own Wicked on DVD, which immediately after I saw it, and I remember thinking this in theaters, but I was so overwhelmed seeing Wicked for the first time in theaters that I couldn't fully process it and then regurgitate
He was
the
having
information.
gay panic.
Gay panic. The way Michelle Yeoh delivers this line is
Sorry,
exactly how
queer
Jake
panic.
would deliver the line, which is this. Don't worry about your father. I will speak with him immediately. That is how
Wait,
you would
say it again, but let me lip sync it this time. And Nate, zoom in.
Don't worry about your father. I will speak with him immediately.
That's an amazing.
It's
reel.
such a Jake line delivery.
It's an amazing reel right there.
Um,
Honey Boo Boo. I don't know her like that.
First casting choice, and it's not in this production.
How old is she now?
I'm going with her as a child, and obviously Baby June and
How
Gypsy.
old is Honey Boo Boo now?
Baby June and Gypsy is the obvious choice. Little Red Riding Hood is also an obvious choice. I don't think she necessarily has the depth.
She's 17.
Oh,
So we need
okay. Wait, so we can kind of change things up a little bit.
She is a minor.
Yes.
Let's think.
I'm going with her as a kid, and I'm going to stick with Baby June. But that's so easy. Let's think outside the
What if
box
she
a little
was,
bit.
"Someone just
Do you know
came
what?
through
Do you
the
know who I
door."
would want to see her right now as? That's fucked up. Little
Honey Boo Boo as little Allison.
as little Allison. I was gonna say.
I was
little,
just thinking of kid roles.
I was gonna go Little Sally in Urinetown. That's the best one for me so far.
she'd be really
she could
good
still
in
do it
Urinetown.
today.
Oh yeah.
Officer Lockstock, like she'd be great.
What is that with Honey Boo Boo nowadays, honey? Get into that boo boo.
I used to watch that show all the time, not understanding that it wasn't quality TV. You know, like I
This-
watched it unironically.
I can't relate to that. I'm really gagging right now at this last one. Well, the
Hold
second
on,
to
I have
last
to come
one.
back. What are we looking at?
Pamela Anderson. I need to watch The Last Showgirl, first of all. I'm going to cry. Pamela Anderson.
She's already done Chicago, so Roxy's out of the picture.
Get some zazz.
That's a great one. Isn't her name Angie
I don't know her like that.
in The Prom? That's
I
a
don't
great
know the
one.
prom like that.
Um,
I would love to see Pamela Anderson as...
this one's got me a little stumped.
If Pamela Anderson is when she's older, will be so good as George's mom in Sunday in the Park with George.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm not
Like,
even
What
kidding.
is that song the mom
What-
sings?
Beautiful? I was here disassociating, thinking exactly what. That's kind of
She
scary.
just like wears her heart on her sleeve
Yeah.
and is like just so earnest. I feel
Mhm.
like nowadays.
totally.
Not that she never has been, but
Um,
like she's in this moment that she's in right now.
I'm trying to think of other. I can't really think of other ones. I don't know her work that well.
She would be so good.
I'm very excited for this next one.
I would love to have her on the podcast.
Tia Nate.
Tia Nate.
Tia Nate is the next one on our list.
Tia Nate.
Which is first of
Peggy
all,
Sawyer.
Peggy Sawyer is a good one. Peggy Sawyer. I'm gonna go with also like.
Something that gives me attitude because Tia Nate loves to give.
I was gonna
tude.
say, Tia Nate gives me more Anytime Annie.
like, well, in order to eat with us, you need to do 7 back handsprings and do a time
she
step.
pays her rent. Like, what does that even mean? You
Y'all
know what I
that-
mean?
Y'all don't know this about Tia Nate, but Tia Nate loves to spill tea.
Tea.
Yeah, no pun intended.
I'm thinking of others. I need more. I'm really thinking about specifically female characters that embody the essence of Tia Nate, and to be honest, it's Dee Dee Allen.
I was literally about to say the drowsy chaperone.
Yeah, dude. Going back, yes, yeah. Pamela Anderson would also be great as the chaperone.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't have much else to say about that. Yeah. Also, I would give Tia Nate Glinda.
That's bold.
Yeah.
Could she dance it?
Glinda doesn't have to dance.
Just fucking with you.
Do you not see Tia Nate in like the male version of it, like the blazer version of like?
I see Tia Nate more as like Fanny.
I thought you meant Bryce, and I was like, "What are you talking about, bitch?"
Bryce.
Fanny
Fanny
Bryce. I was like, "What do you mean?"
I meant Fanny as Bone Yang's character. I see a Tia. Actually, I actually kind of see Tia Nate more as Elphaba than I do as Galinda.
What?
I do.
You're wrong about that one.
Really?
You're
Tia Nate gives attitude. 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 Attitude.
I don't like that.
This game
Okay.
was absolutely gagging. Nate would also eat as Peter in Peter and the Starcatcher. And get into that
I'm
Tia. I don't know why you
exhausted.
think Tia Nate deserves to be on this list of Meredith Marks, Oprah Winfrey.
Oh my God!
Kate
Do you know who else Tia Nate would eat as?
Middleton.
Do you know who else Pamela Anderson would eat as? And we should dissect why the
They
two
should be
of
mother
them-
son.
Well, yes. I was gonna say Sheila Rosemary Bryant in A Chorus Line.
Oh yes. Oh yes. The one that stands like this and
Uh-huh.
is like
Can the adults please smoke? That's so.
that's so
Nate
Tia.
coded.
Can the adults please have a tequila on the rocks?
That's what I mean. You know what I mean? The answer is Sheila in A Chorus Line.
Sheila.
And though I was 8 or 9, though I was 8 or 9.
Though I was 8
Or
or
9.
9.
Do you know what line in that gagged me when I did the show recently for the first time? And I'd listened to that score a lot, but I found it fascinating. And it's just a testament to the time period, which is what that show ultimately is.
The Chorus Line, one of our greatest musicals.
Oh, 100%. But it's a testament to growing up in a specific time. It's about growing up in a time. It's about a group of dancers and what it takes to be a dancer, but it also is just about
Their backstories.
it's about their backstories, and it is about a generation of people growing up in the 50s and being adults in the 70s, being young adults in the 70s, and the culture that brought them up. And one of the things that Sheila says that I thought was so fascinating when I heard it for the first time doing the show was when she talks about how her mother got married to her father
Yeah.
because she was 22, and he said though she was 22 she married him because for her that was late. You know what I mean? Like he said there would be no better option. What did she say? Father always said that he married beneath him. That's what he said. I don't remember. Anyway, but the idea that
Yeah.
us now at 25, the idea that if somebody told me I'm your last good option, now
It
I would
just-
smack them in the face.
It reminds me of the TikToks now too. Our generation is just so, it's just so interesting. It's different.
yeah.
But like those TikToks where it's like my mom at 26,
Mhm.
she has like a house and
Right.
like a husband and like a kid, and it's like me at 26, me texting my mom if my chicken's boiled done.
But also, do you know what else gags me about it is like I find it hilarious. Like I went home and I talked about how I really want to. One of my next adventures in life is I want to get a dog, and everyone's like, "Are you
Ugh.
sure you're ready for that? Are you sure you're ready for that?" And I'm like, "At your age, when you were my age, you had kids,
And you right.
and you get on me for not having kids."
My mom had me when she was my age now.
right? So it's like you think I can handle a child, but you don't think I can handle a dog, huh?
Fuck that.
Make it make
Ting.
sense. And I think we should move on to
And
all
I
drink
think
to
we
that.
should move into all drink
to
to that and say it with me. That is a segment that is to the ladies. Who
Would you call it a singular sensation?
I would call it one
Hip.
singular sensation. The segment that we bring to you.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
One thrilling conversation. Sammy and Jake will get into.
That was good. That was really good.
Make that a real bitch. There's
So, like Jake said, it's the singular sensation, the thing that you all came here for. We all know. We all know. We talk about what's gagging us and choking us and making us just smile or emotional this
or
week.
just like that's
Or
something we're really
pissed.
holding space for.
Jake, do you want to go first?
So I have two.
Damn,
First
I have
one
one.
is Eli last night made the most incredible tortellini soup. He ate
Ooh.
down. It was divine. I had leftovers for lunch. Work, Eli.
Wait, well, okay, don't just leaving it there.
It was like a
What
red
was
sauce.
what was it filled with?
Red
What
sauce, spinach,
Ooh,
spinach cheese, tortellini.
was it like an acidy one or was it like creamy? Like
It was
what
creamy. There was a little bit of heavy cream in there
Mm.
with a red sauce. There was garlic, ground beef.
Ooh,
So there was
ground
protein.
beef not in the ravioli, like
No
just
ground beef
in the.
soup.
See,
Kind of
that-
like meatballs. In
See,
a way.
that's the thing. We need ravioli. We need to start having a very serious and honest discussion
about ravioli.
about the ravioli portion sizes when they come on their own. I saw this on Twitter, and I very much agree. Why do we only get 4?
Listen,
I agree.
ravioli, you're done.
Overrated.
You're out. 2025. We know what's in tortellini.
But I will say, what I appreciate that Eli Conrad Owens just did was take the ravioli, which there maybe now that he has control, there can be plentiful of, but also added beef to the stew to allow there to be a heartier dish.
He was like this. We need to meet our protein goal because that's our new
Yes.
thing. Another thing
Protein's very
something
important.
that I will not drink too is the amount of protein you're supposed to get is absurd.
Yes.
It's hard work
It
eating
is.
protein.
It is, but I will say, like, I now and this is honestly coming from diabetes. Like, diabetes has caused me to just eat a certain way my entire life.
Yeah.
Where to me, if it's a meal, it has to have majority protein.
Yeah.
If not, it's a snack. And snacks are great. But, like, if I'm having, you know what I mean? Like, if it's not a protein-based dish, it's a snack.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner have to be, anyway. Okay. Yes.
And then here's my actual I'll drink to that. The Search for Dolly. Have you seen Elise Bell?
No, but I love her.
How do you know her?
Jimmy's. I have something in my favorites about Elise
Well,
Bell.
let me play this
I'll
first
pull up
because
mine.
she's about to, I don't know, hashtag win the Search
I hope
for
she
Dolly.
does. She'd be fantastic. Oh my god, she sounds amazing.
All the comments are literally like,
Wait, keep playing it. Keep playing it.
the captions are literally like, oh my god, she is Dolly. Like, are you kidding me? This is literally Dolly.
Oh my god, she 100%
is going to be Dolly.
should win. Also, I am trying to find it because it's since
What is she from?
since
What
she
does she
was-
sing at the Jimmy's? How do I know her?
She's saying astonishing.
Oh, I know her.
She also, I literally have it saved in my
In that
favorites
wretched wig.
somewhere in that wretched wig. There's a video of her that she posted.
She has a distinct vibrato.
Very.
This.
Shut up. That's I know.
And
Ew.
where are you in that?
That was during COVID.
And you
Um,
really better take that selfie down.
I have a screen recording
It's a
of
picture
her
of Sammy like
singing
this.
something in Carrie that she sounds just fucking insane.
Carrie,
And she's not even Carrie. She's
if you guys really
Sue.
wanted some tea,
Oh, I found it. Can
Oh,
I
go
play
on.
it? Okay, we're going back.
eat.
Let's talk about the way she just comes in on that second verse.
Eat.
I'm so glad that she should get it. It's her.
My other I'll drink to that just came up right now. Go to your YouTube, pause us. Actually, wait till we're done. Sammy has his I'll
we're
drink to
almost
that.
done.
Then you're gonna go to YouTube, next page. You're gonna type in CCM Carrie.
Yes.
Her name's escaping me.
Uh,
Emily Trumbull.
Emily Trumbull. But go specifically to once she does the bot mile, once they're all singing the chorus all together.
The world according to Chris is better to buy than get sung.
Better to strike
Better
than get
to
struck.
screw than get screw you. Another iconic role the TNA would eat.
Yes. Should I say mine?
What is your I'll drink to that?
Okay. You're gonna kind of gag.
I'm already choking.
So I'll say I kind of have to talk about it in length
Oh, and really get into it.
because it's a lyric and I have to dissect
Let me
it.
stretch this.
So I have to dissect this lyric. So famously, I'm in a production of Fiddler on the Roof right now.
An iconic,
An
Golden Age
iconic
musical.
one of my favorite shows
timeless.
ever. And we're learning all the music, and the song Sunrise Sunset, which I've heard a million times, is
Monoculture.
monoculture. And it made me think back to when my sister's best friend got Stay with me.
Ariella's best friend.
Ariella's best friend got married very recently, like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reluctant to go to the wedding simply because I was here and it was a lot and it was just like the going of it is tough. And my mom was very passionate about me going to this wedding.
I remember this.
Yeah. And she was like, you have to come. And my mom was very excited about the wedding while we were getting ready. And she said the words specifically, and I will literally never forget it. She said, she just grew up in my house, I remember. And it was my sister's childhood best friend. She was like, and we grew up in a very Jewish community. She said she grew up in my house. I need to see her get married. And as she walked down the aisle, everyone's crying. Ugh. And I think about the lyric that I hear in the show and pour that drink.
So sorry.
No, girl, I'm just here yapping. But there's a lyric that is so simple and it literally made me cry thinking about my mom. And the lyric is just, and sorry, this is gonna sound like a read, but it's not. When she says, "I don't remember growing older. When did they?" And it just reminded me so much of her saying she grew up in my house and watching this now woman come down the aisle, not a little girl anymore. And it was a very Jewish wedding. There was a rabbi marrying them. There was a Jewish couple. And this idea of kind of the elder people passing on the tradition and being like, they are going to raise their children in a Jewish home. They are going to carry this on. And my sister was crying. My sister never cries. And she was laughing over the fact that she was crying. And like, it's hilarious because it's the brilliance of that writing. There's such simple lines. And also the idea of sunrise, sunset, right?
It's so simple. The entire show. I mean, like,
yeah.
Do you love me?
It's easy. It's simple.
Yes, I love
Yes.
you. Like,
but it's like,
but then you go through. I just have chills.
And
that show is amazing.
I just got chills too. The
And I
last
can't
line,
wait to see you
after
in it.
25 years, it's nice to know. Like, what a great after 20 like this is the thing, and it's why I do hold contemporary musical theater to such a high standard, because I'm sorry, it's not about, and I'm so glad we have the sometimes that are as wordy and thought-provoking as they can be, but sometimes it is simple. But simple does not mean stupid.
No.
And simple does not mean dumbed down or watered down. It
No.
means just getting to the absolute and total heart of it.
Essence. Yep.
There's a great story in the Fiddler documentary about Jerome Robbins when they were trying to figure out the opening number, and how Prince was producing it. Famous Broadway director who said he didn't want to take it on, and he felt that Jerome Robbins was the correct person for the project. And he said that they were yelling about how to start the show because openings are so difficult, especially when you're setting up a world. It's very hard to set up where we're going to be. And Hal Prince kept repeating, "What is the show about?" And they kept saying, "It's about Judaism. It's about family." And he was like, "No, what is the show about?" And they were like, it's about legacy." They were like, "No, what is the show about?" And someone in the room said, "It's about tradition." And he said, that's the show. And that's the song you need to write.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. It's why it's a perfect opening to the show, because that is what the show is about.
It is about tradition.
tradition.
It's about tradition.
And
It's
it's
about
about
when
the-
do you break it?
when
When
do
do
you-
you?
Mhm.
When do you like? When yeah. I
When
mean,
can't you break it? When does it go too far? When does it break someone's back? When does it actually uplift a community?
and then the choice of tradition or my family
Or my family? Or also when does tradition save my family?
And
You know,
when
it's
does
both.
It break it?
And when does it break it? And
because
and
it does both in that.
It does.
It saves Zeidel in a way.
It saves Seidel.
I mean, yeah.
I would venture to say I understand Tevia's plight of not letting Hava. I get it. He says if I bend too far, I'll break. She's
Rip
asking
off my
for
beard and uncover my head.
she's-
That's one of my favorite lines in the entire show.
she's asking for a lot there. She's not only asking to marry a non-Jewish man, she's asking to marry a man that actively is part of a group that is trying to kill them.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That's a lot to say. I don't accept that. And I get it. I probably would have said the same. You know, like if you think about like the world we live in now, if you ask somebody, you know, in the queer community, this is the thing. If you're someone that's like, that's problematic in Fiddler on the Roof, but you're also posting on your Instagram story being like, I won't talk to a Trump supporter. If you're a Trump supporter, unfriend me, unfollow me, whatever, then look inward a little bit.
But it's also, I mean,
know
I
what I
feel like
mean?
who does she end up with? What's his name?
Fietka.
Fietka, but he's not practicing the pogroms and such
Not, but he's not.
that we see.
But he's not.
He's not like vocally against it. But I mean, at the end of the
And
day,
to quote Cabaret, if
is
not
Mary
against it, you're for it.
But that's true. That is true, and I'm holding space for that. But also, us literally getting into it right
Let's
now.
do it.
But also, Fietka being like, I mean, the ultimate thing is, I'm going to marry this
Yes.
Jewish woman. Is that not an act of
It is,
bravery for
but-
him as well?
But it's why the Jewish
not bravery, but it's
no,
kind of
I
like
understand.
not me like it's. I mean,
He
the show-
ultimately will be fine, but it is
He
a
will be
courageous
fine.
act. But that is why the Jewish community does have such a strict conversion process
right.
where it is about. But it's also 1905, right? So like we're talking, and we're also talking at a point where they are literally getting kicked out, right? So they're being
Yeah.
discriminated against for who they are, and someone saying, "I'm going to disown who I am." And they say it at the beginning of the show. Why do we stay in a place that keeps us at this out of balance? We stay because it's our home, because it's our tradition. And for the daughter to have seen
The plight.
the plight of this, to have seen what happened with the two other daughters, and to take that
to
as
choose to leave.
permission to leave, and not only to leave, but to ask for acceptance, is bold as fuck. And I'm not saying she's wrong.
And it's brave as fuck.
It's brave as fuck.
because Hava, she knows herself.
She does. Oh my god, she totally does.
And she knows the circumstances she's in.
She knows the
she-
circumstances she
is in.
It's not black and white, right? Like that's the
And
thing
that's what makes
about it.
Fiddler timeless. And that's what makes Fiddler
Yes.
so interesting. Because you can literally see these characters. I mean, it's just, it really, I struggle to find another musical. Another musical that explores these family dynamics in a similar way to me
Yeah,
is Next to Normal.
100%.
And that's why I love Next to Normal. I think Next to Normal will be timeless too, because like
Yeah,
just like at the end of the day, family, understanding like the connections between people, why people stay, why people leave, what it takes to break a family,
Yeah.
what it takes for you to be like, I can accept this part, but I can't go this far. It is so interesting.
do you know? I don't know. That's all I got.
Hey.
hey, we got into it.
My fucking kids are
Hey,
here.
my fucking kids are here. So can we just? Anyway, if you like,
we
my new-
really got
we
into
really just
that.
got
I'm
into
so
it.
proud of us.
Me too.
That was such a good conversation.
If
I
you
love
like
having that with
my
you.
hoodie, I got it on TikTok Shop. And that's kind of all I think we have for
Stay
today.
tuned for our live show happening at Green Room 42.
Yes, we haven't fully booked a room yet, though. Also, we have more guests coming. Life got a little busy, but there will be more guests. Some people I'm very excited
But I know you guys
about.
love just hearing us two sit here and just
Talk about the correlation between Fiddler on the Roof and Next to Normal.
Next to
All right,
Normal.
bye.
We love you guys. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. Tune in next week. We're gonna have something extremely exciting for you.